Hello everybody, habari zenu. Your coach and the pioneer of Vision Total Football Kenya. Today, I want us to discuss about sponsorship deal, and I want us to discuss specifically about the Betking deal, yeah? The deal that was announced last year for 5 years for 1.2 billion Kenya shillings, but for a single year is 240 million Kenya shillings. Yeah, that is from Betking, which was announced by FKF just around July last year. Now, this is serious. This is a serious concern. I'm concerned. Clubs are suffering. Players are suffering. Coaches are suffering. So where is the money that was promised to the Kenyan football clubs, professional football clubs? And the thing is, this deal, yeah, there was a schedule in place that the clubs were going to be given 500 Kenya shillings when they signed the contract. And we saw a Zoom meeting was held in July last year, and the clubs were told, as long as you sign the deal, please send us your bank details quickly. We are going to wire you 500,000 Kenya shillings. And at that point, I asked myself, what can 500,000 do to professional football clubs in Kenya, like Gor Mahia, AFC Leopard, Sofapaka? But yet, there were controversies around this deal. But the deal, some clubs signed, some clubs didn't. But anyway, all in all, the deal was signed and it went ahead. But now the payment schedule was that the clubs are going to receive 75 million Kenya shillings in September 2020 to share among themselves. And then the second payment was going to be in March 2021, just in about a month to go. Yeah, a month and few days we will be in March. And then that is when the second payment was supposed to come through of Kenya shilling 75 million. So if you put that together, the original 75 million Kenya shillings that was supposed to be wired in September, and now the coming schedule, which is due March 2021. So that makes 150 million Kenya shilling, which is what the clubs should be waiting right now. Yeah. But these clubs, they don't hear anything. They have not been told anything. There is no update. No one knows what actually happened to the money. This means that the 75 million that was supposed to be wired in September did not happen. And this also means that the 75 million that's supposed to be wired in March 2021 is not going to happen, because this deal, I keep saying, this deal was fishy from day one. The way the deal was done, yeah, in boardroom, or call it FKF bedroom, the way the deal was announced, many Kenyans questioned, where are the companies? Where are the sponsors? How can you sponsor a league with a tune of 1.2 billion Kenya shilling, and you as a sponsor, you are not even bothered. You are not even there. You just let FKF president and the CEO just announce the deal on the roadside. This, for me, is a red flag. And if I'm wrong, I want to hear from a club that has already received money, not the 500,000 that they were given as a kikombe cha chai. The real money, 75 million Kenya shilling, that was supposed to be in September. I want a club that has received any of that money to comment and to tell me we received the money. Now, the money that is supposed to be in March this year, I'm telling you, it will go the same way. So who is going to speak about this? Who is going to be serious and follow this story and make sure that clubs have either received their money, or the deal is cancelled, or people end up where they need to end up? Because this is not right. Behind these football clubs are players. Behind these football clubs are families, fans, supporters, workers. They are suffering. I see them all the time in, commenting, yeah, on Bramwell Kalamojo platform, saying how they are suffering. But yet, the deals have been announced. The clubs are supposed to be richer now than ever with the Start Time deal, the Betking deal. We were told this is a record breaking. This is new ground breaking. This is what FKF said. Today, no, the clubs are suffering more than ever. Yeah? For me, I want to tell these clubs, all of them, they must come together and seek help from the highest authority on the land. Where is the authority? The authority is in one place. They must, all these clubs come together. Go and tell the president, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, we are suffering, we signed a deal, we never received the money, we have been taken to the wrong path. We want you to intervene, or the government to intervene, because we want to go to the bottom of this matter. And then things can get clean, things will come clean. The idea of complaining, and many clubs not complaining, and waiting for whatever FKF is going to say, it is not going to happen. Clubs will go bankrupt. Please, I said this, I predicted this in 2015, that in 10 years from 2015, the professional clubs in Kenya are going to become extinct. Today, please, you will agree with me, the clubs are heading there, and they are heading there even faster than I predicted. So therefore, the story here is simple. These clubs, and now they are inside FKF bedroom. They have been taken by FKF to be managed, to be run by FKF, for the deals to be signed by FKF. Therefore, the clubs are now not even aware what actually is happened. There is now, there is now a wall between the Premier League club's management and what's happening and FKF. This, I said, this move was wrong. It should not have happened, but the clubs were promised heaven. They were promised big money, Betking money, start time money, and even the start time money. If you calculate it, most of it is going toward production, yeah? And in fact, matches that are being broadcasted are mainly only matches that are being played in Kasarani. When did you see Start Time going to broadcast matches, for example, that are not played outside Nairobi? Again, come here and comment. Make a comment. Let us conversate. Let us focus on issues. Let us narrow issues down to issues so that our clubs can start benefiting, can start earning money, can stop suffering. It is not right that some of these clubs, yeah, were founded in 1960s, Uko, and today they are suffering like a roadside club, like a local club in Kayole and elsewhere. It is not right. These are professional clubs, and they need to be accorded the respect. They need to be given the money that is due to them. They need to go to follow the right direction for them to develop economically. They cannot suffer all the time. And people keep saying, oh, English Premier League is so good. You cannot, you cannot compare English Premier League and the Kenyan Premier League. It's not about comparing. It is that Kenyan Premier League is heading to the wrong direction. Today, school football sponsorship in Kenya is more valuable than Kenyan Premier League. If I'm wrong, tell me this. What is Chapadimba sponsorship for secondary schools? Over 200 million Kenya shillings. Yeah. What is the KPL sponsorship deal for broadcasting right? 104 million Kenya shillings. So we've got to a point where someone is better off sponsoring school football than Kenyan Premier League. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, my fellow Kenyans, we have been heading to the wrong direction for far too long. Now, this is what I want to say. In regard to the Betking as a company, Betking was founded, yeah, in 2018, just 2 years ago. I want anyone with the right mind to tell me how a company founded 2 years ago can actually come in the country and sponsor a league that has clubs that spans back to 60 years. How is this possible? Now, as if that is not enough, if you do your search, you'll find out that Betking net worth, utajiri wao, is $7 million. But the deal that has been promised to our Kenyan Premier League is $1.2 billion in 5 years. So the deal is bigger than the value and the worth and utajiri wa kampuni. How is that? From an accountant point of view, yeah, and remember, I'm an accountant. From an accountant point of view, this kind of deal can bankrupt a company. Therefore, it is still heading to the direction that I said this deal is fishy. Number two, how can sponsorship of a name, title, and not KPL, we are talking of FKF Premier League, which is a new name. It is not known anywhere, even in Kenya. And then that names get to be sponsored by 240 million Kenya shilling per year. If it was the old name KPL, it is known in Kenya and within the region. But now it is a new name being sponsored that no one knows it. Today, if you ask someone what is FKF Premier League, most people in Kenya would not know. But that's the name we are being told that it is being sponsored, yeah, by Betking. Now, this deal is too big. That tells you something is wrong. Because even the last sponsor, who was SportPesa, and by then Kenyan football was better, let's say, than it is now. But even then, SportPesa sponsorship was around 80 million per year. So, yeah, and that's only 3 years ago. But now we are here, 240 million per year in the new name that is not known. This sponsorship deal, for me, for the title, for the name, it is too big, it is fishy. Why then is the title sponsorship name deal bigger than the broadcasting right, which is supposed to be the biggest money for sponsorship? So we have 104 million Kenya shilling per year broadcasting deal, and we have 240 million Kenya shilling for the sponsorship, for the title sponsorship, FKF Premier League. This deal is funny, this deal is fishy, and the clubs must collectively come together and seek help from the highest authority in land. I leave you in peace, I'm gone.